Dear students, welcome to the lecture series on financial accounting. Today in this lecture we shall take up unit 9, and unit 9 we shall learn in detail partnership accounts. We are discussing part 10th of the partnership accounts, where we are learning about retirement of partner. We have discussed earlier that there is a reconstitution of firm when there is certain change in the constitution of ongoing firm. That means either a new partner is admitted, or the existing partner has retired, or there is a death of any partner. So under various circumstances the reconstitution of the firms takes place. In today's lecture we shall highlight on the retirement of partner, that what do we mean by retirement of partner, and when the retirement of partner takes place, and how the partnership firm is being reconstituted, and what are the various adjustments which we need to take into consideration for settling the account of the retiring partner. So the objective of this lecture is to deal with the following: meaning of retirement and death of partner, calculation of new profit sharing ratio and gaining ratio, adjustment relating to goodwill, accumulated reserves and undistributed losses, revaluation and reassessment of assets and liabilities, and method of settling the claims of retiring partner. So when we deal with the retirement of partner, all these parameters have to be learned in detail. So accounting in relation to retiring partner shall comes to an end when its account is being settled. So one by one we will take up the relevant adjustments and will try to concentrate on them. In today's lecture we shall primarily learn about the new profit sharing ratios and gaining ratios, as well as certain adjustments in relation to goodwill. So students, first of all a question comes to in our mind is, what do we mean by retirement of the partner? So we will learn how retirement of partner takes place and what is the significance of retirement of partner. Generally there are certain reasons on account of which a partner leaves the ongoing business firm. By retirement we mean that a person has left the partnership firm. It can be a reason on the basis of the ill health of the partner, or strenuous relationship, or the old age. The reason could be any. So what is the consequence of this retirement which is being taken place into the partnership firm? We have to learn about it. So when one or more partners leaves the firm, the remaining partners continue to do the business of the firm. It is known as retirement of the partner. If one of the partners among A, B, C retires, it doesn't mean that the business as such is going to discontinue. The remaining partners will continue with the business operations. The change will be in the partnership firm, and the partnership firm will be reconstituted, and there will be calculations of new profit sharing ratios and gaining ratios in order to account for certain adjustments. So continuing with this retirement of partners meaning, we can say that due to retirement the existing partnership comes to an end, and the remaining partners form a new agreement, and the partnership firm is constituted with new terms and conditions. At the time of retirement the retiring partner's claim is settled. So this is the entire mechanism of retirement of the partner. The business will continue, the remaining partner shall carry it, and the outgoing partner, that is retiring partner's claim, will be settled, and whatever consequences has taken place on account of such retirement, those needs to be adjusted in the books of accounts of the reconstituted firm after the retirement of the outgoing partner. Now let us understand one more aspect of retirement of partner. A partner retires either with the consent of all partners, or as per the terms of agreement, or at his or her own will. So these are the three situations by which a partner can retire from the partnership. The terms and conditions of retirement of partner are normally provided in the partnership deed. It is the bylaws by which the partnership firm is being governed. So all the terms and conditions on all the agreements are being written over in the partnership deed. Partnership deed is a written agreement between all the partners on the basis of which they carry on the business. So we can say that if the terms and conditions are not as per partnership deed, they are agreed upon by the partners at the time of retirement. So we can say that either the terms and conditions of retirement would be as per partnership deed or as per the terms and condition as has been fixed by the remaining partners at the time of retirement of the partner. So depending upon their terms and conditions of retirement, the accounting adjustments will vary. So the prime important thing is the agreement which is being entered into by the partners. So we have to keenly learn what are the adjustments between these partners so that accounting entries could be done properly. Now let us understand what are the various issues which we need to deal with the partnership firm when a partner retires from the partnership firm. So when the reconstitution of the firm takes place on account of retirement of the partner, we have to deal with the following issues. The first one is new profit sharing ratio has to be ascertained, and this new profit sharing ratio will be among the remaining partners as one of the partners or one or more partners have left the firm. Then there will be calculation of goodwill, its treatment has to be there. So depending upon the type of the goodwill which is being appearing or not appearing in the books of the firm, the consequent or the resultant adjustment in relation to goodwill at the time of retirement of the partner has to be done. Then adjustment of changes in the value of assets and liabilities. It is same as that of the revaluation account we have learned at the time of admission of the partner. The assets and liabilities are again being revalued and the profit or loss so arrived on the revaluation or reassessment of the assets and liabilities would be distributed among the remaining partners. Then we have to treat the reserves and accumulated profits, and settlement of the retiring partner's due has to be taken place. He needs to be paid or he has to brought certain amount of money depending upon the balance of his account. The new capital of the continuing partners have to be ascertained and it is to be reflected in the reconstituted firm's balance sheet. Now students, first of all we are taking the issue in relation to the profit sharing ratio. New profit sharing ratio has to be ascertained for remaining partners. As soon as a partner retires, the profit sharing ratio of the continuing partners gets changed. The share of the retiring partner is distributed amongst the continuing partner. In the absence of information, the continuing partners take the retiring partner share in the profit sharing ratio or in an agreed ratio. So we have to learn various cases under which such distribution of the share of the going partner has to be taken into account, and we have to distribute the share of the retiring partner amongst the continuing partner either in their profit sharing ratio or any ratio which has been agreed by them. So let us understand the implication of this mechanism which is being understood by us. As soon as the partners retires, what happens that continuing partners new profit sharing ratio has to be ascertained. The reason of ascertaining their new ratio is that we have to calculate the gains ratio, we have to distribute the retiring partner share among the remaining partners. So let us understand what is the mechanism and what are the various situations under which we have to do the accounting of profit sharing ratios. So let's see the way by which the share of the partner which is going outside the partnership firm is being distributed among the remaining partners. So we can say that the ratio in which retiring partner share is distributed amongst continuing partner is known as gaining ratio, and gaining ratio is ascertained as gaining ratio is equal to new ratio minus existing ratio. This new ratio will be of the ratios of the continuing partners, while the existing ratio would be the ratio of all the partners including the retiring one. So, whatever change has taken place between the new ratio and the existing ratio shall come as gaining ratio. Now, we have to learn in detail cases of new ratios and gaining ratios, that how the calculation will change of new ratios and gain ratios as per the situation being given to us. So, we will analyze the first situation. Here the retiring partner share distributed in the existing ratio. In this case, the retiring partner share is distributed in the existing ratio amongst the remaining partners. The remaining partners continue to share profits and losses in the existing ratio. Let us take up an example so that we can analyze the mechanism of finding out the gain ratios under this situation. So, let us see this example. A, B and C are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 4:3:2. A retires and the remaining partners decided to take A's share in the existing ratio of 3:2. Calculate the new ratio of B and C. So, under this example, we can see that the retiring partner is A, while the remaining partners are B and C. So, the remaining ratio of B and C would be 3:2. Right now, their ratio is 4/9, 3/9 and 2/9. But the remaining ratio would be 3/5 and 2/5. So, we have to calculate the new ratio of B and C. Let us understand how the solution is being done. Existing ratio of B and C is 3/9 and 2/9 respectively. A's ratio, that is retiring partner share, is 4/9. Now, this 4/9 has to be distributed amongst the remaining partners B and C in the current ratio, that is existing ratio of 3:2. We have taken this ratio of 3:2 as it is being given in the question, or it is being given in the example, that such share of the retiring partner is to be distributed in the existing ratio. So, 3:2 is the existing ratio. So, B gets 4/9 of 3/5. That means 4/9 is the share of the A and its 3/5 is the share of B. So, B is getting 12/45. So, B's new share will be 3/9, that is his existing share, plus 12/45, that is what he has got as on account of the retirement of A. So, his total share is 27:45. Similarly, C's ratios are to be ascertained. C gets this 4/9 into 2/5 as his share is 2/5. So, 4/9 into 2/5 amounts to 8/45. C's new share has to be ascertained. His existing share would be 2/9 plus what he has got on retirement of A is 8/45. So, simplifying it, we are getting the C's new share as 18/45. So, we can find out the new ratio of B and C as 27/45 is to 18/45. Simplifying it, we are getting 3:2. Now, the gaining ratio has to be ascertained. We know that gaining ratio is new ratio minus old ratio. B's gain ratio, its new ratio is 27/45, while the old ratio was 3/9. So, we have find out the gain as 27/45 minus 3/9, and simplifying it, we are getting B's gain as 12/45. Similarly, C's gain has been ascertained and it is 18/45, that is its new ratio minus the old ratio 2/9. We are getting the simplified gain ratio as 8/45, and taking them together, when we further simplify it, we can get the B and C's gaining ratio as 3:2. You may note that new ratio is similar to the existing ratio that existed between B and C before its retirement. Now another situation comes before us where retiring partner share distributed in specified ratio. Right now we have discussed a situation where the retiring partner share was distributed in the existing ratio. Now here this ratio is being specified. Sometimes the remaining partners purchases the share of retiring partners in a specific ratio. The share purchased by them is added to their old share and the new share is arrived at. So let us understand how new share would be found out, taking a practical example. Here A, B and C are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2:1. Now B is the retiring partner. B retires and remaining partners decided to take B's share equally. Calculate the new ratio of A and C. When among the three partners B has retired and B's share, that is 2/6, is to be shared equally by the remaining partners, that is A and C. Let us find out how shall we solve this example. So let us see the solution. B's ratio, that is retiring partners ratio, we will write in the first step. Here the retiring partners ratio is 2/6. This 2/6 is to be distributed amongst the remaining partner, and our scheme of the question is that it is to be shared equally. So let us find out the remaining partners new shares. A gets half of 2/6. This 2/6 is the share of the outgoing or the retiring partner, and it is shared equally between A and C. So A gets half of 2/6 and it amounts to 1/6. So we will add up the A share which he is getting out of the retiring partner share plus his existing share. So 3/6 plus 1/6 is getting 4/6. Similarly, C share is to be find out what he is getting out of the retiring partner share. It is half into 2/6, and simplifying it we are getting 1/6. Adding 1/6 to the existing share is getting his new share as 2/6. So the new ratio between A and C is 4/6 is to 2/6, and simplifying it we are getting the new ratios as 2:1. Now we have to ascertain the gain ratio. Gaining ratio is equal to new ratio minus old ratio. So A's gain is equal to 4/6, it is the new ratio we have ascertained right now, minus 3/6 the old ratio. So his gain ratio amounts to 1/6. C's gain is equal to 2/6 minus 1/6 is equal to 1/6, or we can say gaining ratio of A and C is 1:1. The next case is where the retiring partner share is taken by one of the partners. In this case, the retiring partner share is added to that partner's existing share. Only his or her share changes. The other partners continue to share profit in the existing ratio. The implication of this scheme of finding out the new gain ratio is that the one of the partners which have remained into the partnership firm after a partner getting retired is being changed, as the share is being taken by the one partner. So his share would be changed and remaining partner share will remain as such. Let us take an example to understand it. A, B and C are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 5:4:2. B retires and his share is taken by C. So A has nothing to do with this change in the scheme of the partnership firm, and his share would remain same. So let us understand how the computation will be affected for the share of C. So C's share is 2/11 plus 4/11. 4/11 is the share of B. So it is being added to the 2/11, that is the share of C. 2/11 plus 4/11 is equal to 6/11. So C's new share is 6/11. A's share will be unchanged and it is 5/11. Thus the new profit sharing ratio will be 5:6 amongst the remaining partner or continuing partner. So we have covered up all the important cases where we need to ascertain the new profit sharing ratios and gaining ratios. these ratios would be helpful to us when we treat the goodwill in the books of the accounts. Then at the time of the retirement of the partner, while dealing with the goodwill, we have to take the help of gaining ratios as well as the existing ratios. With this, we have learned a very important aspect in relation to finding out the new profit sharing ratios and gaining ratios of the partners when the reconstitution of the firms takes place on account of retirement of the partner. Next is treatment of goodwill. It is one of the very important issues to be dealt in the books of the accounts when retirement of the partner takes place. The retiring partner is entitled to his or her share of goodwill at the time of retirement, because the goodwill is the result of the efforts of all the partners, including the retiring partner. The retiring partner is compensated for his or her share of goodwill. The implication of understanding the treatment of goodwill for the retiring partner is that when he retires, he needs to be compensated for the efforts he has put into the organization. So, his share would be credited to him on account of the goodwill. So, let us understand how it shall take place. As per Accounting Standard 10, goodwill is recorded in the books only when some consideration in money is paid for it. Therefore, goodwill is recorded in the books only when it is purchased, and the goodwill account cannot be raised on its own. So, we can say that under AS 10, only goodwill which is being purchased has to be shown in the books of the accounts, and in any other case it has to be written off or it has to be adjusted taking the help of partner's capital account. Therefore, in the case of retirement of partner, the goodwill is adjusted through partner's capital account. The retiring partner's capital account is credited with his or her share of goodwill, and the remaining partner's account is debited with their gaining ratio. Why we are doing it? Because the retiring partner has to get the share and the remaining partners would be debited with the gaining ratio. Let us say its journal entry. The journal entry would be remaining partners capital account debit to retiring partners capital, retiring partner share of goodwill adjusted to the remaining partners in the gaining ratio. We shall take up a practical question in the next lecture and try to understand its mechanism. With this, we are ending up our lecture of today. In today's lecture, we have learned in detail a situation where reconstitution of the firms takes place on account of retirement of one or more partners. When the partner retires from the partnership firm, we have to deal with various issues. Among it, we have learned in detail to calculate new profit sharing ratios and gaining ratios, and also have an insight of the adjustment or the treatment of goodwill in the books of the accounts when a partner retires from the partnership firm. Thank you.